What's up, Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs? Welcome to your tarot reading here at the Intuitive Teacup. I'm happy to have you all out there. Love me, my Scorpio gang. What do I need to tell you? Oh, your last couple of readings were pretty good, especially your last one. Something about like a King of Pentacles making major offers. It seems like good financial stuff or good relationship stuff, so definitely check that out. In regards to this reading, please come into it with an open heart and an open mind, a desire to maybe learn something and better yourself. If the messages that come through do not resonate for you, release them. Please push them aside. Assume they're going out to someone else who needs to hear it. It might just resonate for you in the future, so again, please be open to that. Do remember you're accountable and responsible for all your own actions and decisions. Best to trust your own intuition above all else. So let's set the intention now to get my Scorpios out there watching some clear, helpful, and insightful messages for wherever they are at on their spiritual path. All right, let's do it for Scorpio. Center of your spread. Oh no, Scorpio, the Five of Cups, the Five of Cups. All right, so this is feeling a little bit lost in your emotions. Just feeling like, things might be a little bit turbulent on the emotional front this week. Take a hot bath if you can, or be around, surrounded by water. Take a hot shower. You know, if you have the luxury of a swimming pool at the gym or something about that, you know, go to the ocean. Whatever you can do to be around water is helpful and healing to you right now, particularly like a bath, like soaking in water. Which is ironic because, I mean, you have a lot of emotions coming through, but yeah, it's being relayed to me as the healing powers of water this week. So in your recent past, you have the Magician. So because these in theory are connected, this has something to do with receiving some sort of information that broke you a little bit. And I don't want to lose you there. Like, I'm going to help you, right? I'm not just here to relay shitty news to you. That's so not what this is about. I don't do fear-based readings. But ultimately, if the Five of Cups is the center card in your spread, like we got some stuff to work through. The Magician, it's Mercury energy. So Mercury is in retrograde. Mercury is the planet of communications, of messages, of information, our thoughts, our perception. It rules technology, writing, speaking, publishing, all those things. So anytime there's a retrograde, we typically have to revisit certain things in order to redo them. Anything with an RE, reorganize, reassess, rethink, things of that sort. So I'm almost wanting to say, did you... Okay, yeah. Did an ex reach out to you? Did you reach out to an ex? And if that's or are you about to? For some of you, it feels like someone has moved on without you, and it is heartbreaking. Ooh, Scorpio, I'm feeling this. This one hurts a little bit. What are you feeling? The Devil. So yeah, someone that you're very connected to emotionally. What is the goal here? The Two of Wands, to try and get back on the same page, to re-enter their world or re-enter their universe. I don't know, what you're thinking is Four of Wands. It's like my soulmate, viewing someone, or, it doesn't have to be romantic, but I think it is for most of you. But, put it in context if it works for you. If not, release it. Viewing someone as a soulmate, but feeling like it's inaccessible or unattainable, or they have moved away, feeling like you're at a crossroads. And for some of you, it's like feeling like it's time to move on, but you're not able to because emotionally you're very stuck on someone from your past. And so if it's not communication with someone from the past, it's thinking about it quite a bit. So, like, I'm wanting to push through this just to see, like, the help available to you. The Seven of Swords. So you have an ace up your sleeve, you just don't realize it. I don't know if it's that this person thinks about you too. Okay, this took a turn. This actually looks like there might be more resolution here than you think. So I'm just going to look at this action or advice. You had the Justice card here last time too. It was about contracts and truthful, honest communication. And the Queen of Wands, communication about your passion. Okay, interesting. So you have complicated cards, but the way they're showing up, I'm like second guessing myself because I'm like, oh, this actually looks good. Like, you just don't see it yet. And, okay, Queen of Wands is my Aries card, my cardinal fire, and Justice is Libra. So this has to do with the solar eclipse that's happening. And we had the lunar eclipse, a few weeks ago. So eclipse season is bringing about major shifts and changes. So I would if you're going to click off now, my last message to you would be, understand that emotions, they're going to happen. Emotions are going to come and go. Just make sure those aren't steering the ship, because they're not always an accurate representation of the truth. Your action or advice here is to go towards the truth or communicate the truth as best you can. Mercury retrograde is going to F that up a little bit, because that's the nature of what it does. It's not great it's not a great time to start anything brand new or manifest something amazing during a retrograde, because it's going to be wonky and you don't want that, right? So I will say retrogrades are actually a really good time to revisit the past and get some sort of closure or clarity on something. Now, if this isn't an ex, if you already have a person in your life, this may be revisiting a conversation that you guys have had before and you're just not getting anywhere. It's like, banging your head up against a wall, because it's like they're just not receiving the messages. It might actually go well for you this time. Because this is the help available to you, it's like you have an ace. Yeah, you're the bottom of the deck here. You have an ace up your sleeve that you haven't used yet. You just don't know that it's going to save the day. I don't, I'm hearing like quotes from Billy Madison. I saved the day, I guess. I don't know. Sorry, my brain. Okay, refocusing, sorry. Love me that Adam Sandler. What a guy. What a gem. All right, here we go. You have an ace up your sleeve that you don't realize. Something you're wanting and hoping for, you haven't moved forward with the communication, or you haven't moved forward with a game plan yet. There was, the Seven of Swords is a detached energy. So again, whether you're with this person currently or not, there was value in sort of stepping away to see things from a different perspective, because the Seven of Swords, if it's helping you, Moon and Aquarius, having better control over the emotions, or being able to process the emotions or detach from them a little bit, again, not letting them drive the ship, that's beneficial to you, because ultimately with this sort of justice magician rethinking energy, you may rethink how you're approaching this relationship. Or, sometimes the Seven of Swords can be self-sabotaging ways. Where am I not holding myself accountable? And don't get me wrong, Scorpio. I mean, my people who show up each week know, like, this is not about beating you up or making you feel crappy about yourself, but it is about self-awareness. And the minute you become aware of like, oh, like I do that. That is like an instinct I have in relationships. That is a pattern that I tend to repeat over and over. Well, the retrograde is a really great time to recognize that and essentially free yourself from that devil, or that, that demon, that monster, that, slay your dragons, as I like to say. I don't really know what this is, but I just keep hearing a lucky break, or something works out in your favor that you think it's all lost, or you think it's gone. You may have just gotten in a fight with someone and you're like, it's almost like the dawning or the reality of like, oh my God, like, did I really mess this up, or are we really done? Like, is there any fixing or repairing the situation? Again, Mercury retrograde opens the door to revisit things that you do. You're thinking like you want to get back to a place of stability with this person, this partnership, this relationship. Maybe it's a family dynamic, right? I mean, it could be a sibling. I doubt it with this card showing up. But yeah, emotionally, there's a lot of fear there. I'm getting something about like the fear of like there's no going back from here. I don't know if that's true. Some sort of thing that you've been holding back, or again, a period of withdrawal or isolation to sort of see the forest from the trees and get more clarity on it. It's almost like now you have a plan of attack. Now you know how you're going to go after this in order to repair it or fix it or bring some sort of harmony or balance, because that's your ultimate action card. Something you're not doing now that would be advisable, if this is resonating for you, is speaking your truth, being honest. And I said this to another sign, I don't remember who it was. You don't need to lace it with any sort of emotional intensity or emotional manipulation. Like, this person knows how you're feeling. So it's like, I'm just wanting to say, don't fight fire with fire, but you have no reason not to express your emotional truth. That is essential. There is a need to do it in a more tactful and diplomatic way, and not come in with your Mars energy of Scorpio, or your Pluto, where I'm going to rip this person a new one and tell them how they've wronged me. And the reason why it's advisable, it's like because you like them, because you love them, and you want to fix this. So like, do you know what I mean? Like, you're going to get your point across. All you have to do is be honest, but there's a need to express the emotional truth in a tactful way. And I get it, because right now you're not able to do that. You're in a place where you're still grieving or processing what has transpired. Again, probably a trickster energy, or sorry, that's not really what I mean though. It's somebody did something that was out of step or out of character, or said something that they shouldn't have. They misspoke, they misstepped, whatever it is. Mercury retrograde is like, I don't think we're done with this. There's like, for some of you though, you keep having the same thing happen over and over and over again. She's pointing to like the infinity loop. So it's like, if we're going to revisit the same relationship or the same conversation with our person over and over and over again, and neither one of us is changing, well, then we're always going to get the same results. So with that, that's what the Seven of Swords is approaching an important conversation in a more tactful, diplomatic, understanding way. It's not just about speaking, it's about listening this time too. And like, I hope that makes sense. Others of you know what this lucky ace up your sleeve is. It's like there's a new approach or strategy that you're going to try, and for some of you, it's a habit or behavior that you're trying to initiate once and for all, and maybe be steady and consistent with it, because it's going to help bring more harmony and balance to what is sometimes a tricky relationship. Ultimately, though, the truth that's being expressed is some sort of passion or some sort of drive or motivation to move forward or to collaborate with someone. Because yeah, there's heat here, there's fire, right? Queen of Wands, again, it's Aries and Libra stuff is in your advice or guidance. So know that what we're experiencing right now with like the solar eclipse stuff, like it's effing everybody up. Like, you're not excluded. Everyone is kind of feeling this like, what the hell is happening? That's okay. It's for a greater purpose. And I don't mean to skirt over that and be like, you're going to be fine, don't worry about it. Like, I get it. The Five of Cups is like, this feels like the end of the world. I want to underscore, though, for Scorpio, especially with this reading, it's not, though, but there is a reason why this period of isolation is happening, and it's to gain a greater perspective. And honestly, Scorpio, to gain greater control of your emotions, so that like the emotions aren't driving the bus for you anymore. You're able to maybe lean into like getting back into your body, not living in the emotions, but also kind of checking in with the headspace too, and being like, is what I'm feeling real, or am I painting like an elaborate storyline here that isn't actually based in truth? For a lot of you, you're jumping to worst case scenario about something because it feels like you can't fix it. Yeah. The Five of Cups, though, it's Mars and Scorpio. So this is about taking your power back and taking back, it's a weird way of phrasing it, but taking back ownership and control of your emotions, and not letting kind of that shadow energy, that devil energy impede on you and start to tell you things that aren't true about yourself, about this person, about how they feel about you, about how you should feel about yourselves. What is this lucky ace? The Five of Discs. I always want to be clear. Discs. Get your head out of the gutter, Scorpio. D-I-S-C-S. Discs. The Five of Discs. Pentacles, right? That's what this is. They want to fix this too. It's like it feels like you guys are not talking, or you're fighting, or there's a little bit of like a silent treatment going on, but you're both like, I almost see this as like spying on social media, or whatever that means. Like, I don't know, spying energy. Okay, for one or two of you, this is not the majority, but I want to be clear. For one or two of you, there is a relationship that went through an issue regarding truth and honesty, in which case it almost feels like your person may have had wandering eyes, or maybe this was you and you're feeling guilty about it. Somebody may have been very driven by an emotional response, which forced them, or I shouldn't say forced them, which invited them to act in a not healthy way. There could have been like a cheating energy here. And I'm not saying that's true for all of you. This isn't about fear-based readings, but there could have been something like this realization of like, I've cheated on my person, or my person cheated on me, and like, can I fix this? Is this fixable? Do we have sort of the stamina and energy and mutual passion and respect to reset the scale, to, I mean, honestly, Scorpio, to offer forgiveness even when it's hard, and actually lean into that truth of like, I forgive you, and like I'm not going to hold you accountable for things you did in the past because this is a new chapter. That being said, I don't have a lot of new chapter cards, so I am a little bit worried that this infinity loop is like we say we're going to change, but we don't. We keep saying we're going to do things differently and we're going to show up in a new way and we're going to try harder and be a better man and be a better woman and be a better person, but are we actually doing that? Or yeah, I don't know, this shadow energy, it can sometimes have to do with addictions. And I don't know if it's almost like addicted to the negative emotions, having trouble, if it's like feeling very clouded and having trouble getting yourself out of that, being able to sort of like take in air or oxygen again. I don't know why it's coming through as that, but it's feeling very like drowned in emotions. Five of Discs, though, it indicates hard times. It indicates challenge through adversity, but this is like a step in order to get to the Two of Wands, to come back into each other's orbit, to have that sort of communication where you guys are on the same page and want to build together? Or is this where you decide to almost break it off and go down a new path? There is no right or wrong. There is no black and white to this tarot reading. Like I said the same thing to, I think it was a Libra. Oh, maybe you're dealing with a Libra. I said the same thing. Like you're at a crossroads. Two of Wands in a relationship. It's like, do we put more energy into this, or do we accept the very difficult truth that maybe something has broken off and it is for our best and highest good, but man, is it hard to release it, you know? Maybe this is a relationship where even though you're not together, you're still always going to love them in some way, right? Because you've been through something together. And I give you that message a lot too. It's like trauma bonding experiences, right? And I'm not saying that's good or bad. I'm not here to judge it or make criticism, but it's like, I gave you some reading where it was like Sid and Nancy vibes. It's like, I love you so effing much, but it's like, that doesn't mean we should be together, because there's also a lot of like things interfering with the health and like wellness and happiness of our relationship, right? What is this like lucky ace Scorpio has up their sleeve? Something about a fox is significant too. Fox. I don't know. A fox. Maybe that's someone's last name. I don't know. I think this is about communicating in a new way. I just have to be honest. It's a Mercury-driven card, the Five of Pentacles. It's like we're not communicating our needs. There's a chance for partnership and collaboration to come together, like more minds, more mental power. Typically, there's two people, and it does have to do with sort of like something that's frozen or isolated, or people not communicating, because again, there's like silent treatment energy to the typical Five of Pentacles. But here it's like, if we're better able to communicate our wants and needs, we could come together and problem solve and collaborate and realize like there's salvation, we don't have to trudge through the snow barefoot. There's like a church that we can seek refuge in, right? I think this is coming to better solutions, but they have to meet you halfway, and maybe that's what you're starting to realize, that this person is maybe more selfish. They're not willing to put in the same work, in which case, once you know that truth, it sets you free. So maybe some sort of revelation of truth, though it is a bitter pill to swallow, sets you off in a more independent way. Or again, this is about reinvigorating passion where both people are doing equal amounts of work. Okay, so for some of you, this lucky ace up your sleeve, the Seven of Swords, something you're going to use to your benefit, but you've been holding back on it. Some sort of emotional, not outpouring, tactful, an addressing of the truth, expressing how you feel, which you're not doing right now. That may offer the potential for reunion or coming together like with happiness. And maybe that has to do with reconciliation or mending wounds, healing wounds in a challenged relationship. Others of you, and I know this is cliche, but if you're at the point where you're like, my person is not doing their part and they don't seem interested in getting their shit together, this sort of emotional truth, while it's hard to process, sets you off in some sort of individual path where, bear with me, I know it's cheesy, it's like, oh, there's plenty of fish in the sea. Like, there's more connections out there for me. That's what that lucky ace is for some of you. Yeah. This is a tricky one this week, though, Scorpio. I get it. Just know that this Five of Cups is not where the story ends. You're in the thick of it. You're in the middle of the narrative. So don't take this as like the ending of your story. Like you're in it, but there's a need to sort of rise above and see the truth. This says celebrate, Three of Cups energy. You're being asked to celebrate a recent accomplishment, no matter how big or small. Do something special to commemorate the moment. You deserve that, and so much more. All right, Scorpio, I'm sending you all my love. Thank you for joining me today. Please like, share, subscribe, and I will see you soon for more tarot. Bye, guys.